Good morning, learners and viewers. Welcome to the session of Business Communication, MMPC 007. Today, we will be discussing about Block 3 and 4, which comprises of Units 10, 11, and 12. Unit 10 is short business correspondence. Business correspondence plays a pivotal role as communication with all the stakeholders is very important. All the stakeholders connected with the business contribute at their respective levels. Timely, sequential, and systematic communication with these stakeholders results in enhancing the productivity of the business and also helps in developing long lasting relationships. Different types of correspondences are being used in business and they are drafted as per the situation. The business correspondence has to be clear, concise, and accurate as every business correspondence reflects the image of the writer or the organization which it represents. What is the concept of business correspondence? Business correspondence is the lifeline of every business correspondence, whether it is verbal or written, can have a huge impact on the bottom line profitability and productivity of any organization. Proper drafted emails, structured approach in offline and online meetings, systematic webinars, well defined inter and intra departmental communication all play an important role in defining the success of an organization. Business correspondence includes both written and oral communication. Letters, emails, reports, memos are all formal and part of commercial and business activity. So are interviews, meetings, conferences, presentations, and negotiations are also a part of it. What is the purpose of business correspondence? In business communication, the way one writes any form of business letters makes a lot of difference. There are a number of letters of different forms being written in any organization. That is why it becomes important to understand the purpose of business correspondence. Following points gives an idea about the purpose of business correspondence, such as maintaining proper relationships, organizational goodwill, reduce employee turnover, increases productivity of employees, and improve customer satisfaction and retention. What are the types of business correspondence? There are different type of business correspondences and the frequency of use of them varies from organization to organization. The correspondence types which are used in almost all organizations are mentioned below. First one is internal correspondence. Internal correspondence may be a written communication between departments, employees, micro units, and various regional branches or zones and branches of one organization. The internal correspondence may be formal or informal. Usually, regular internal correspondence is less formal. Email is often the most common tool while sending internal correspondence. Other internal correspondences include appraisal letters, letter of dismissal, letters of appreciation, formal requests, and etc. Typically, such communications is usually printed on a piece of paper, which the sender authenticates and signs, and the recipient receives it digitally. Second one is external correspondence. External correspondence may occur amongst two organizations or between one organization and its customer. External correspondence is mainly made to sponsors, government offices, vendors, prospective clients, suppliers, financial firms, accounting and law firms, creditors, donors, business affiliates, etc. Third one is sales correspondence. Sales correspondence may consist of a purchase order, marketing letter, promotional offer letters, sales reports, new scheme letters, discount offer letters, invoices, letter of order confirmation, collection letters, etc. Every sales correspondence has to be meticulously drafted. Personalized correspondence. This type of correspondence is customized and tailor made. Suitable examples include appreciation notes, that is, thank you, letters expressing gratitude, letters of condolence and sympathy, letters of congratulations and good wishes, letters of seasonal greetings, as per the demand is. Fifth one is circulars. Circulars refers to notices which are sent to many people in an organization. They might be new announcements, new advancements, or new office policies, having new instructions or even new office protocols. The circulars are focused to reach many readers and are usually kept in a generic tone as they cater to numerous people who receives them. Sixth one is routine correspondence. This type of correspondence is related to routine issues. Common type of routine correspondence includes invitation, replies, letter of appointment, inquiries, and acknowledgements. While we are communicating, we tend to use some foreign words and phrases in our communication. Words and phrases form an important part of any communication. In business correspondences, also words and phrases plays an important role. These words and phrases are mostly of Latin or French origin. We will be discussing some words which are normally written, but it creates something in mind to what does this particular word what has written, we have not heard it, but why it is written. So today we will see what these phrases or words are, why they are written in the communication, and what does that mean. We start with ad hoc. Ad hoc is a for a particular purpose. Bona fide, that is genuine, that is only bona fide members will be allowed to attend the meeting. En route, that means on the way. Errata, list of errors. Ex officio, that is by rank or position, by virtue of one's office. Ex parte, one sided. Inter alia, among other things. Bona fide in bad faith or treacherously. Modus operandi, that is way of doing a thing. Par excellence, eminently. Per capita, per head. Prime facie, on the face of it. Pro rata, in proportion to. Sub judice, under consideration of a judicial body. Ultra vires, beyond one's power. Verbatim, word for word. Versus is against. Via media, a middle course. These are normally the phrases or the words which are written in the communication. Then comes business letter. The art of letter writing dates back to olden times. And in present times also, letters are indeed an important source of communicating the messages. Business letters are usually written for persuading potential customers to buy some product, answering the queries, replying to customers' feedback, asking or giving quotations, collecting dues, and maintaining relationships with stakeholders. A properly drafted business letter can become an impactful mouthpiece of an organization. For a business letter to be fresh, sprinkly, and readable, there is no better way to begin than by a thorough house cleaning. Begin by throwing out all surplus words. Read over every sentence of your letter and ask yourself, is this word really necessary? Will the meaning change if I remove this word? Remember, in a business letter, every word must earn its place, and there is absolutely no place for parasite words in a crisp piece of writing. What are the different types of business letters? Here we will see some common types of business letters that are used by almost all organizations. Refusal letter. If they are not to offend, letters of refusal must be both tactful and friendly. They should leave the recipient with the impression that the invitation was not only welcome but it is turned down for a genuine reason. There are some do's and don'ts for a refusal letter. While drafting a refusal letter, we have to keep the following in mind. Express gratitude for the reader. Use soft and mellow. Acceptance letter. Another letters accepting an invitation to an organization's annual banquet, to lunch or dinner at someone's place, or to any other event requiring prior preparation should be sent within 2 days of receiving the invitation. It is good plan to reiterate the time, place, and date of the meeting just to make sure there is will be no misunderstandings. Order letters. Letters related to the ordering of goods and services are most prominent to an organization's business. Orders are usually routine letters, and their effectiveness totally depends on the accuracy of the details they hold. The order letter must have the following details. They should be clear and transparent, as there should be no hidden cost. All the financial details must be clearly mentioned. The exact quantities of goods ordered should be accurate. Order letter should be sent on time. Order letter should be concise. And they are an important tool for establishing long-term relationships. Inquiry letter. The most common letter in business are buyer's inquiries about goods and services. Today, a good deal of information about goods and prices is conveyed by telephone, mobile, social media platforms, and emails. But everyone may not have these facilities and prefer to use letters so that they have a document and record for reference. In most of the cases, the formal order letter is used for documentation purposes. Collection letter. Usually, collection letters are written to customers who have bought things, availed of services on credit, and their bills are still unpaid or outstanding. There are some debtors who might pay the amount immediately while receiving a text message, letter, or email, but others may not. The collection letters have to be mild in tone, as the tone of the overall communication should not hurt the customer's sentiments, and the customers are to be retained at the same time. Application letter. A letter of application, also known as cover letter, is a document along with candidate's resume which provides additional information about his or her skill sets, expertise, and relevant work experience. A letter of application holds detailed information mentioning the reasons as to why a candidate is qualified for the profile he or she has applied for. A well drafted application letter explains the reason for your interest in the organization where you have applied. Sales promotion letter. Sales letters are commonly used for giving information about products, services, and persuading prospective customers to buy the product. The sales letter should always be customized to suit the needs and interest of selected groups or individual buyers. The sales letter is the most highly individualized form of advertising and publicity. It addresses an individual or a group personally and attempts to change them into an interested potential buyer. A sales letter closely follows the following four stages of the selling process. First, attract attention. Second, create interest and desire. Third, win confidence. And fourth one is motivation and action. Personalized stand letters. It is true that in business, relations are maintained formally and professionally. However, there are certain situations where customized, tailor made correspondence has to be done with all the stakeholders to maintain long term relations. Personalized stand letters can include letter of condolence and sympathy, thank you letters, congratulations and best wishes or good wishes letter, letter of season's greeting, and letters of welcome, etc. Memorandum. Memorandum in short is memo, signifies a reminder or a note as well. It is generally used for communication within an organization only. It may contain an employment announcement, policies, or new procedures or rules to be adopted within an organization. It is typically written as common communication within an organization. It can be used to update a team of activities, the latest development for a given project, or to inform a selected cluster inside an organization of an happening, action, or observance. Every organization has formal and informal communication channels and networks. The unofficial, informal communication network inside an organization is typically known as grapevine, and it is typically characterized by rumors, gossips, and insinuation. The sole objective of using a business memo is to convey a message, which must be concise and efficient. The formatting of the memo should be frame the document as easy to read and navigate and as comprehensible as possible. Memos should clarify the following information to the header, normally at the top of the document. Date, mention the date on which the memo is sent to its targeted audience. 2. The name or the designation of the individual or individuals or teams to whom the memo is primarily written for. CC, that is optional. The name or title of anyone else who will receive a copy if applicable. From name of the issuer of the memo, accompanied by the handwritten initials and possibly the job title. Subject, the phrase that sums up the memo's content effectively. Email writing. Email communication can vary depending on various factors, including the nature of the industry, organization, and the profile it operates in. The language of an if email differs when we are addressing a superior or a peer, or if we are writing to one or several recipients, or if we are writing across countries, cultures, and organizations as well. A well drafted email can make the difference between a successful organization or an unsuccessful one. A properly drafted email can turn a prospective customer into a potential client. The features of well drafted email writing are: it includes a comprehensive subject line. The subject line should be composed just like a headline of a newspaper. The newspaper's headlines are designed to attract the reader to read the article. One should write subject lines in such a way that arouse the recipient's curiosity and he or she will be very inclined to read the email rather than resisting it. To add a descriptive prefix before the actual subject line, such as in the need response urgently, or use FYI, that is for your information, and FYA, that is for your action. Always use an appropriate salutation. If the emails have been sent to somebody in the past, and if there is a chain of trail mails going on, then it is fine to write an email without any formal greeting again and again. A formal salutation or introduction must be added with casual acquaintances. Shorthand forms should be used with only well known acquaintances. Consider the purpose of your mail. Think before you smile. Do not hit reply all or CC for everyone. Reply in a timely fashion. Always spell check. It is all about context. Now we move on to Unit 11, that is related to long business correspondences. Every business operates in dynamic market conditions, and the market forces are very versatile, and these things impact the functioning of the business. At the same time, every organization is affected by internal forces like less productivity of the employees or high attrition rate. All these forces have to be analyzed and then they have to be effectively presented in the form of reports. The business reports address all the internal and external causes which the business may be facing. The reports have specific format and specific styles of presentation so that it is easy for all the readers to comprehend. Every organization needs to expand its business, and the information about new products and services have to be communicated to all the customers, and business proposals have become important tools of connection with the customer. What is the concept of a report? Report is a formal document which scientifically describes any new phenomena, new observation, and insights and presents them in a logical manner in order to deduce important informations about on it. Different types of reports are prepared all over the year in every organization. Some reports may be prepared daily, some reports may be presented weekly, or even once in a month or twice in a year, depending upon the requirement of the report or the purpose of the report. What is the importance of reports? Decisions cannot be taken randomly in any organization. Every decision has small term and long term consequences and involves costs. Thus, reports plays a crucial role in orienting the decision making in an organization. The findings of the report create a logical base so that the right decision can be taken at the right time. The reports act as substantial benchmark in the decision-making process. What are the different types of business reports? They are classified into two types. First one is informal reports, and the second one is formal reports. Informal reports may not be specifically prepared as per the rules and permanent obligations and protocol of the organization. These reports do not have a fixed format and these reports are usually shorter in length as compared to formal reports. Trip reports, email, conference reports, memos are usually some examples of these reports. Formal report are it is a report that is prepared as per the set protocol, formats, and as per the rules and regulations of the organization and are generally formal in nature. Formal reports can be statutory or non-statutory. A report prepared and presented as per the rules and regulations as per the requirement of any law comes under the purview of statutory report. The executive director's report at the annual general meeting, annual term reports, and auditor reports are some of the examples of statutory reports. Non-statutory reports are prepared to assist the top management of the organization and facilitate them in decision-making process, but these reports do not fall under any law. On the basis of the frequency of the issue, a report can be periodic or special. Periodic or routine reports are drafted as per the specific frequencies of time. They may be drafted hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, or once in a year. For example, an HR manager may send a monthly report to the management about the job attrition rate of the organization. Special reports are drafted on special requests or need of the organization. They target very specific and focused areas. For example, the decline in the sales of X dolls in Japan. What are the characteristics of a good report? The characteristics are listed as precision. Precision means to be lesser focused and only present those facts in the reports which are relevant. This means the writer has to be very clear about the purpose of the report. Second, accuracy of facts. The reliability of the report lies in its accuracy. Any fake information can ruin or spoil the decision making process of the organization. Genuine, authentic reports are vital as many a time financial decisions are also based upon the findings of the reports. Relevance. During the course of report presentation, the researcher comes across information which may not be relevant as per the subject of the report. That part has to be removed. Reader orientation. The report should be made in alignment with the taste, preference of the readers. The purpose of the report will be incomplete if the readers are not able to connect to the report. Fifth one, simple and comprehensible language. Clarity, simplicity, and readability are the key characteristics of a report. It is a kind of scientific document which is pragmatic in nature. Clarity, ambiguous report are of no use. The tone of the report must be clear and comprehensive. The report should have long paragraphs but should have well articulated short paragraphs. Grammatical accuracy. Grammatical competence is one of the basic requisites of a good report. Grammatical error may not only degrade the image of the writer, but also degrade the image of the organization. Now, how the preparing of the report takes place. The methodological way while preparing the report saves time and efforts and focuses the attention of the writer in the right way. The following steps will be beneficial while preparing a report, and they are: identify the source of information, take notes, meticulous analysis of the data, prepare an outline, and then draft a report. Identifying the source of information means content is distributed in the journals, magazines, reports, and in many other sources. Due to the scarcity of time, the researcher cannot go through all the sources of information. That means at that time he or she has to apply his or her mind and filter out the irrelevant sources of information. So he or she can pick those sources that can give accurate, speedy, and relevant information. Taking notes. In the course of report making, the writer has to keep on taking notes so that any type of vital information should not be missed. Taking notes actually helps the writer to visualize which type of content is relevant or which type of content has to be rejected. Taking notes also helps in giving a methodological approach to report writing. Analyzing the data. This is a crucial part of the report writing process. Right tools of analysis have to be used. Today, with the help of various statistical tools, the data can be logically analyzed, but the writer of the report should have the awareness and understanding to choose the right tools for analysis and interpret it correctly. Making an outline. Once the blueprint of the report has taken shape in the writer's mind, the writer can systematically refer the flow and tone in which the report work has to be drafted. He or she can logically deduce the priority of the information to be presented fast or last, the flow of the parts, subparts of the reports, etc. Now, fifth part is writing the report. The rough draft should be revised and polished by and again. The writer should also be careful that the language of the report is simple, free from grammatical errors, and should contain relevant facts with authentic data. Now, organization of a report. There are three ways in which a report can be organized, and these are in the letter form, second one is memorandum form, and the third one is letter text combination form. We will see. Letter form, in the letter form of report writing, the title, date, address, salutation, the body, complimentary clause, and signatures are all mentioned. The body of the letter can be further divided into the following parts, that is, introduction, findings, and recommendations. Memorandum form. This is the simplest way to draft a report. Is the memorandum style of writing. The date is mentioned at the top. It is followed by the name of the person to whom the report is addressed and the name of the letter and the subject of the report. Third one is letter text combination form. Here, long reports are usually written in the letter text combination form. A complete report in this form includes three major parts, and these are introductory parts, body of the report, and addenda. What are the components of letter text combination form of reports? The complete outline of such a report is as follows. It includes introductory parts, which has letter of transmittal or letter of presentation, title page, table of contents, list of illustrations, abstract, and or summary. Second part is body of the report, which has introduction, discussion or description, conclusions, and recommendations. And the third part is addenda, which includes list of references, bibliography, glossary, appendices, and index. Research report. Research is the systematic investigation into study of a natural phenomena or materials or sources or existing conditions of the society in order to identify facts, or to get additional information and derive new conclusions. Research reports are prepared by the researchers or statisticians after analyzing the information gathered by conducting organized research, typically in the form of surveys or qualitative methods. The key components of research reports are: first one is preliminary section, which includes title, page. The title page is one of the most important pages of the research report. The following mentioned information should be incorporated on the title page. That is, names of the authors or author, name and position of the mentor, name of the program in which the research was completed, department in which the research was conducted, contact information of both authors and mentors. Second one is acknowledgements, if any. This section is devoted to expressing gratitude to all the persons, mentors, even the institutions that have made this research possible. Table of contents. This chapter, the chapters, sections, figures, subsections must be properly listed and organized in a systematic manner. Away. The table of content helps the reader to identify the content and its relevant position. List of tables, if any. The details of the list of tables being used in the research should be mentioned separately, and it will help the reader to locate any table to which he or she might wish to refer. List of figures. The details of the list of tables should be used in the research should be mentioned separately, as it will help to reader to locate any figure which he refers. Abstract. The abstract of any research contains a summary of the details mentioned in the report. Then comes the main body. The main body includes the introduction of the following components. First one is introduction. This includes the details about the topic with the problem statement and theoretical background of the topic. Second one is review of related literatures. A literature review is a summary of all the previous researches which has been done on a given topic. The literature review creates a platform on the reader, giving him a holistic understanding of the research work done in his or her field and helps the researcher to channelize his or her efforts in the right direction. Research methodology. Both qualitative and quantitative research is applied to find answers to research questions. The chapter is set to satisfy the research objectives. It should talk about the following points: details of the research, design and tools to be used, sources of data collection, sampling study, and statistical tools being used. Fourth one is analysis of data. Data analysis is a logical process of applying various statistical techniques and tools to condense the data, recapitulation of data, describe the data, and finally evaluate it systematically. Summary and conclusions. The following details may be incorporated in the summary and conclusion section of the research report. That is, restatement of the problem. This section refers to the summary and conclusion part. Major findings. After the application of various statistical tools and techniques, the observations and results will pinpoint some major results, that is, the findings of the research. The major findings will provide revealing information useful for the research and all the readers. That is, last part is the conclusion. The essence of the report is discussed in this part, of the researcher. Recommendations. As research is an ongoing process, certain advancements and new changes will surely take place in the times to come. The researcher should mention those areas in which further studies can be conducted. Limitations of the study. Every research will have some limitations, and it is quite a normal thing. One should always acknowledge the limitation in a research report with transparency. Now we move on to technical reports. A technical report is a formal report in nature. These reports are drafted to convey technical information in an easy way, which is easy to comprehend. Presenting the technical report is a challenging task as technical terminologies being used in the report is not everyone's cup of tea. The tools that facilitate writing a technical description can be definition and classification. The following points would facilitate in designing a good definition. Use simple words which are self-explanatory, ensuring that the definition be comprehensive to the reader. Avoid using abstract words as they may create confusion, and the definition should be holistic in nature. Classification in technical reports can be done in the following ways. Specify the type of classification. The classification can be based on parameters like utility, nature, size, etc. Second one is classification can be subjective in nature. That is, it is based on one's own comfort or by keeping the readers of the report in mind. The next step involved in a technical description of machines, mechanisms, and processes in the report. Machines and mechanisms. A machine is a complex collection of various parts and subparts. Each and every part is connected with each other and work in a synchronization. This part of the machine have to be explained clearly and accurately, and this is the first step in any technical report writing. Describing processes. Can you visualize a process without any machine or device? It is next to impossible. While describing a machine, the main focus is on the parts and objects. But on the other hand, when we describe the process, the entire focus is on the work or operation it performs. Therefore, it is quite necessary to describe each step in a process with very clearly and accurately, and also to show how the various steps combined together in a logical sequence leads to an end result. Business proposal. A business proposal is a formal document used in businesses. A business proposal is normally sent to a prospective client where the buyer explains about the products, services being offered by them, USP of their product or services, and why they should be considered above their competitors. Business proposals are carefully drafted as they target prospective clients. There are different types of business proposals and they are made as per the requirement. Types of business proposals. A business proposal can be classified into solicited or unsolicited. In a solicited proposal, a prospective client might be interested in availing the services or buying a product. So the client put up a request to the seller for a proposal. The seller, after receiving the request, can have a conversation with the client. The seller then tries to understand the preferences of the clients and draft the proposals accordingly. In an unsolicited business proposal, things are different. Here, the seller approaches a client, aspiring him or her to sell the product or services. Here, the client does not approach the seller, but the seller tries to generate the need of the product by drafting a lucrative proposal. What are the components of business proposal? A business proposal involves some key components, and these components are title page, table of contents, executive summary, statement of problem, issues or job at hand, approach and methodology, qualifications, schedule and benchmarks, cost, payment, and any legal matter. And the ninth one is benefits. What are the differences between business reports and business proposal? Business reports basically are exploring the reasons behind any person's issues or problems, such as reason for high turnover, SWOT analysis of the business. SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Exploring reasons for low sales. And as far as business proposal is concerned, its target is to generate sales and target prospective clients. Here in business report, the key elements are data collection method, details of research layout, data analysis of scientific reports, findings and observations, and recommendations if any are there. And in business proposal, product or services are there, benefits, organizational information, pricing information, and pricing structure all are included in it. As far as the purpose is related, the business report is to address a business issue, exploring new insights and information. Document type, no doubt it is internal because it is a report. Scope, vast as it addresses business problems in hand. It is shared with the stakeholders concerned with it. And what does it plan for? It plans for future as the focus is addressing and exploring specific reasons for any business concern. And as far as your business proposal is concerned, it is an excellent type of document. Scope is limited and it is shared with or it is sent to target groups such as clients and it presents to enhance the sales volume. Now we move on to block 4, that is communication in organization. Communication for employment. Here we discuss the need and importance of a resume and CV. The CV of every candidate must be effective as it creates the first impression. Apart from interviews, the group discussions also at times act as an important tool to analyze the personality traits of the candidates. Every interview is a selling process. The interviewer is a buyer in this process, and the interviewee is a seller. Resume. Resume is a must when applying for a new job, looking for a promotion, or looking for better opportunities. A resume is an important form of communication at the workplace. They communicate about an individual's personality traits and are a major contact between the organization and the one who is seeking a job or promotion. When a resume is drafted, following points should be kept in mind. Does the candidate possess requisite qualification for the job? Does the candidate have some experience which can be considered above the qualifications? And is the candidate good in whatever he or she does? While preparing a resume, it is important that the following features should be taken into consideration. Facts, groups and categories, and tabular presentations. As far as facts, resume should be based on actual facts rather than manipulating them. Only the facts like education, academic qualification, work experience should be mentioned, which can later be substanted by the hire. Groups and categories. Resume should always be categorized and presented under various heads like educational qualification, work experience, extracurricular activities, etc. The next part is the tabulation. Resume should always be presented in a tabular form, having headings and subheadings. This includes all the categories which a candidate may wish to incorporate. A resume can be in different formats, and it is up to the candidate to select the best suitable form. The following checklist should necessarily be present in the resume. Present address, professional email, important achievements, and proper categorization. Critical information to be listed at the beginning, up-to-date information, clean and clear, and no doubt it should be appealing. It is therefore important that a resume should be prepared in such a manner that it should be able to communicate the exact set of information which the candidate wishes to divulge. Video resume. A video resume is a short video made by the candidate for the purpose of employment. These types of videos are uploaded or emailed to the recruitment manager. Thus, the video resume may be later viewed and analyzed by the interviewer. In the video, the candidate shares detailed information about their candidature, skill sets, and relevant experience, which can make them the best suited candidate for the organization they are applying for. This type of video resume helps the recruiter as they can access the communication skills, presentation skills, and overall personality of the candidate, which otherwise is not possible with a paper resume. What is the significance of video resume? Video resumes are gaining importance slowly and gradually. Still, many recruitment managers still to call. They prefer to call for the traditional resume as compared to a video resume. Video resumes are preferably used for job roles related to communication, visual or creative fields. For instance, a video resume is very significant for any performance-based job profile like TV anchoring or those jobs pertaining to stages, training and teaching. On the other hand, if a candidate's role is not very visual, then a video resume may not be right to portray a candidate's candidature. Effective video resume. The following checklist should be followed while preparing a video resume to make it more effective. Eliminating background distractions, use of professional language, use of proper voice modulation, prepare a script, and a script should be based on the requirement of the interviewer, precise and short, share with mentor and friends for review, and edit, re-edit before posting. What is curriculum vitae? It is important to note that there is a marked difference between a resume and a curriculum vitae (CV). Usually, a CV summarizes the credentials of the candidate, whereas a CV is a kind of academic professional diary which includes all the details of the communication, work experience, accomplishments, publications, and additional information. In this section, we will discuss curriculum vitae and how to draft it. A curriculum vitae, often abbreviated as CV, and is a vital document that is made by applicants to highlight their skills, academic knowledge, and professional endeavors. A checklist of a good CV is specific font to be used. Candidate's name must appear on top right corner of the CV. Unpasted photo only if asked. Proper spacing and group. Use a formal email ID. A specific career objective. Use of simple language in that. Avoid jargons and slangs. Additional information like hobbies and interests, etc., can be mentioned. And the references. The CV should be precise and should portray the proper information. Interview portfolio. A systematic, well designed, well articulated portfolio can surely give a candidate an edge above his or her competitors and can impress the recruitment manager. A portfolio is a detailed view of candidates' qualification, skill sets, and also provides a sample of his work as well. A portfolio is a collection of a candidate's entire skill set, experience, and achievements. A candidate can also present his or her portfolio as a website, PowerPoint presentation, or a few chosen printed documents. Significance of an interview portfolio. A portfolio can hugely benefit any candidate as it is the presentation of every skill which a candidate possesses. The significance of the portfolio are a portfolio portrays creative skills. A portfolio gives a chance to highlight a candidate's creative instinct. For example, some candidates design their own portfolio websites that highlights their creative branding acumen. It shows inclination towards the job. Recruiters want those people who are passionate and enthusiastic about their job. The moment a recruiter comes across a well designed portfolio, it compels him or her to think about the level of sincerity and seriousness of the candidate. Portfolio makes the candidate feel more confident and prepared. A portfolio helps a candidate to effectively present and better describe his or her project details, skills, and experience. It showcases actual examples of skills and work. To recall, value of the portfolio is high in the mind of recruiters. A recruiter can also be presented with actual tangible proof of the candidate's work, and this gives the candidate a strong edge over the others. With this, we will be concluding today's session and we will be meeting tomorrow and we will be continuing with it.